What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Stato24 and Paulsable here with CF1 to bring you round 8 of our Valorant series, in which CU Boulder and Cal Golden Bears are going to be facing off. And you know what? This is a pretty nice spot for both of these teams this late in the standings. I mean, they're pretty comfortable going into the next split.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, how the standings are shaping up, because I definitely think one of these teams is more comfortable than the other. Golden Bears, they're sitting just fine. You know, they've had a couple of losses, but ultimately it's been a pretty good first round robin for them. CU Boulder, a little bit more tenuous. Now, they got a relatively easy matchup next week against USD, but still technically losable, so they definitely would prefer a W here today, feel much more comfortable. Reminder that we say goodbye to the bottom 3 teams in this division after next week's games conclude. So any wins you can pick up this late in this first round robin are vital.
Yeah, I mean, dream scenario for USD, they're able to somehow squeak it out versus WGA this week, and then they can beat CU Boulder and take that spot. But it's not what I'm seeing in my crystal ball. It's not the images that are coming to mind. But I do want to point out that for Cal Golden, they did lose to UC Irvine, and if I'm not mistaken, the Boulder UC Irvine game was actually relatively close.
The one that happened yesterday, I believe it was. I'm not certain it was. I know it was a 2-0. I don't know the game score off the top of my head, but either way, the only teams that Golden Bears have lost to are those top teams, right? Like, you know, WGA, I believe, as well as UC Irvine.
Yeah, okay, those are their only 2 losses. Other than that, they beat the rest of the standings. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and they technically have one forfeit win, which was the SJSU game, but still a pretty good season regardless for Golden Bears. CU Boulder, there was one very close map when they played Irvine, one that was 14-16, the other one not so much, 4-13. So a tumultuous series for CU Boulder, and they're coming fresh off that, because that didn't happen last week like most of the round 7 matches. That happened just yesterday, so Boulder need to bounce back very quickly, mentally speaking.
Yeah, and that also is the end of their winning streak. They went on to a bye, I believe, in round 3, and then from there on out, they were able to take the win against every single opponent. Oh no, SJSU. Sorry, SJSU last week put the end of that streak. So they're looking to get off the losing streak that they're on right now, get that hot streak back, and just kind of nail it in over UO. If they can get this win here today, you feel really good about your ability to advance into Split 2.
And while we're talking about SJSU and the other teams, let's go ahead and pull up the power rankings done by Beanies, Kieran, and Scott, because
some tea to be spilled.
I got bones to pick here. Okay, at least Beanies and Kieran got the #1 spot right, in my opinion. I don't know what the heck Scott's doing. That whole list is wild, if you ask me, Steil.
I believe the way you phrased it was throwing darts at a board.
I mean, it's crazy to me to have teams like SJSU and Scarlet Knights so low compared to where I think they should be. Kieran has it mostly right, in my opinion. I think this is a pretty reasonable board, all things considered. And Beanies, we're not even going to talk about that #3 spot. He's off somewhere shaking his head over that.
I'm a big fan of Scott's, just because if it does happen, what a shakeup. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, and I like to be devil's advocate usually for the losing side, but I think it would be a fun mix up, because the road to get to that is riddled with upsets and things you just wouldn't really expect.
Well, speaking of things that are wild, let's move on and remind you good folks that we've got some incentives for y'all to support not only us, but also the teams here at CF1. Make sure, Twitch Prime or, whatever you got, hit that sub button, y'all. We got some hilarious things lined up, not the least of which is getting the CF1 casters together to play ranked. I'm personally not looking forward to Beanie's inting and ranked almost as hard as he inted his power rankings, but there's some great stuff on this list too. A caster cosplay as well as Scotty dyeing his hair white seems pretty fun to me.
I'm curious as which caster is going to get picked for the cosplay,
right?
And also, I just want to say that knife show match, come at me, bro, because last fight night I played only knives and I got like multiple kills, which means I got less than 10 but more than 0. So I think I'd be pretty solid there. But don't take my word for it. Go. Hit us with that sub, and you can see it for yourself.
Yeah, so make sure you guys are subscribing, because that'll help all of us at CF1, and help us put on more of these awesome tournaments where great players, great teams can earn some scholarship money. Let's move on to the match here tonight, though, because Cal Golden Bears versus CU Boulder. This is going to be a pretty interesting one, honestly.
I agree.
The West Division is unique in where it's not just the top 1 or 2 teams that really pack a punch. It's the top 5 or 6. All of these teams could go into another region and still be, at least hitting high. Mm-hmm. First place, we'll have to wait until the postseason to see how that one plays out. But Boulder, despite being, at a negative record, a 3-4 record, this isn't a team you want to underestimate.
Not at all. And, if you've been watching CF1, I'm a big Boulder fan. No nerfs, just buffs. I'm telling you, it's the perfect tagline. But they're a team of momentum. And if you look back at the UC Irvine game, where that first map, they only grabbed, I think it was 4 rounds. But you go to the next one, they push them into an overtime. So they're a team that is able to adapt extremely quickly. And their decision making, in my opinion, is one of the most fluid, and I like that about a team that can go into multiple situations and read the defaults that the other team is bringing to the table. What does that mean for their pushes? What does that mean for their defenses? Address those questions and then actually implement it into their play. So I think that their record is a little bit of a misread. I don't think it's a real adequate look at how this team approaches the game and what potential they have.
Well, and it's interesting to me that you mentioned how well CU Boulder can adapt to their opponent, right? Because I think a similar thing could be said about the Cal Golden Bears. You and I got the chance to cast these guys a couple weeks ago when they went up against USD, and here on this map of Ascent specifically, one of the things I loved was how the Golden Bears had such a patient default and were able to consistently, round after round, figure out where the defenders were set up and punish the weak site, right? So adaptation, whenever two teams are able to make strong adaptations and don't just try and hard force a style, the games can get very back and forth.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for set plays and, executes and all of that. There's room for all of that within what we're talking about. We just really wanted to highlight the fact that if you're able to take those executes and make them work against the team that is trying to get them going, that's what we're going to be seeing today. We're going to be seeing these two teams look at how the attacking team goes for it and just like poke at those holes. Find those weak points in the armor, and it will get exploited. So these teams are going to have to be watching their back when they're attacking. The lurks are going to have to be key. I like the fact that Golden is already bringing that killjoy to the table. It's gonna do a lot to help out with those lurks when they're on the attack.
And already getting solid control of B main as well early on the pistol. And the Owl Drone used on the other side to get so much in from the ace. Again, that's one of the things that Cal Golden Bears do great. They've controlled B main, A main, and mid in the first 30 seconds. They lose a little bit of that B main control, but it costs CU Boulder 2 players.
And look at that beautiful play using the turret placement so that if anybody peeks that corner, they have to deal with the turret first, give away their position. Easy trade for the kill. You get a double, send your team back to A where you already have the information that it's pretty much clear. They're going to be able to get this plant off. CU Boulder knows that they're there, and in a 3v4, definitely still in the game. All of them rotating through heaven, and trees already shut off.
It's a very difficult retake, though, for CU Boulder. Luckily, they've gotten here quickly, so they have plenty of time, but look at how many angles they have to contend with, Shidle.
Yeah, that was an issue. The second I saw somebody over at B long, I was like, he's going to be able to relay all the information to the team. They all know where everybody is. This is very, very rough, but it's a hard situation when you're all already in spawn. You have to rotate through heaven or it takes too long.
Yeah. Well, and again, Cal just showed exactly what I was talking about in that round, right? They got control of all 3 quintessential neutral zones in B mid and A main. And then once they saw 3 players over at B, they just immediately smoked mid, ran through mid, took the free side at A. Great first round from the Golden Bears. They now get a very comfortable anti-eco. There's not much for CU Boulder. I do like that they've stacked all on B, but the Golden Bears aren't the type to just send it into 5 players, so still pretty difficult for Boulder to make this happen.
Good job using this turret to keep them at bay once again. Difficult to peek when you've got to deal with a turret and a player at the same time. Roomba just going to go and clean things up here in the middle and make sure that there's nobody hiding behind any nooks and crannies. And CU Boulder now getting a bit of an inkling that the attack might be pushing on over to the A side. So they're going to begin their rotation. Going to be looking for the Sova to rotate very quickly through the mid if it's going to happen. But no, deciding to go back through. Everybody going to go to the top of the map, rotate back through their spawn.
And Blue Haze making it out there is critical. I mean, dropping that Spectre would have given Boulder at least the ability to do a ton of damage, if nothing else, on this this anti-eco. But now they're just going to run in here with pistols. I mean, it's hard to imagine Boulder going to be able to do much of anything right now.
Well, the fight is on as they fled to the point and try and just kind of body block the bomb. But you know what? Bullets go through bodies. So attacker's going to take this one once again. Cal going to be putting it to 2-0. And like you said, not really a lot that CU had at their disposal at that moment. You're still on another pistol round, saving up so you can make sure and get yourself some rifles this time around.
And this is the round that's extremely critical for CU Boulder, right? Because they've had 2 rounds where they've given up a lot of map control. Admittedly, one was the anti-eco, so, we won't fault them too much for that. But they can't afford to do that here because it is just a full bonus round. Cal got out of that with 4 players surviving. So all Cal needs to do, maybe get the spike down, kill some people. That's their only goal this round. And you can see, I love this adjustment. They know it's a bonus round. They just want to send it and try and catch people off guard on B. Get those picks rolling.
Well, the vast majority of the players already there on the side. Blue Haze down to 9 in that engage and is able to find the kill, but able to squeak out with their own life. Able to take point control completely. Cal Golden going to be able to have defensive position. Blaster trying to make sure that nobody can come through the cubby there. CU Boulder just kind of feathering around, trying to find an entry pick. Spezzy able to find it there onto Blaster Boy. Jazz looking very cautiously, thankfully checking corners, sees the bullets come out from the smoke, but he gets shot! Chaiwan gonna get taken down through the smoke, and CU Boulder are gonna be able to bring it through and find the defuse.
Solid retake from Boulder. I liked it. They were able to deal with the pressure coming out of B main, and that was always going to be the trickiest part, right? With the Killjoy just sitting out there waiting for that flank. They had Jazz watch that, so Che1iZone wasn't able to find the sort of disgusting value, and from there it's not too difficult with, you know, the fact that they're running a Phoenix to be able to pinch onto that site. Very well timed by Boulder, and they're going to be able to keep guns in their hands for this 4th round. If they can keep this going, that's going to be some great defensive momentum for them. Run it back to make it happen, too. This is potentially a very dangerous round. Che1iZone only one away from that lockdown orb, so I wonder if he's going to try and sneak into B main like he did in the first 2 rounds. Grab that orb, because then things get a little bit more tricky for the defense.
Playing very cautiously this time over at B. Wants to make sure that they can punish any sort of lurk that comes through. But Blue Haze able to get the peek onto Rainbow. And Teagle just kind of keeping control there on Catwalk. Spazzy looking to get a little bit dangerous in the middle. Isn't going to hit anything with the flash as the members of Cal Golden have kind of just backed out. They heard the run it back activate. No reason to give that any sort of virtue or utilities. Kind of get out of the way. Make sure he can't get anybody.
I will say that this isn't as much map control as the Golden Bears have been used to in the first, or at least that they got in the first 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Although now JT Blaster Boy, oh, the timing here is so critical.
Looks like Pluto's just going to back out so they don't get hit, and it's up to Blackman. Gonna push through the Omen smoke, knows that it's an offensive play, able to find the pick. Spray control isn't there for Pluto. ChaiWanIZone going to be able to take that out. And the plant goes down for Golden Bears. They've got 3 members. One's very low on health. So Boulder have the advantage when it comes to bodies. But the lurk teleport coming out from Teagle to make sure that he can get back to spawn and have a surprising angle onto Spazzy. But Spazzy doesn't trust it. Oh no. The alarm bot going to give away position, and Hayes is going to take advantage of that for the kill. The swing from Blackman's going to even things up. Jazz takes Teagle out on the lurk. The teleport not going to play through, and it's all up. ChaiWanIZone able to peek, but there's 2 people there, so it's not going to work out well. Diffuse goes over to CU Boulder as they start to build a little bit of momentum.
Once again, the presence of mind from Boulder of that flank. They are not letting anybody come out of B main and give them trouble. I like the way that they're timing a lot of these peaks too, right? You can tell this is what we were saying about Boulder, man. Even though they're 3 and 4, they're still a really good team. They play off each other really well. They're not afraid to go for those 1-for-1 kind of trades as long as they know they're going to have the last person standing. And I mean, we saw at the very end of that replay the spray down that Pluto got, right? Didn't get any of the picks, but dealt tons of damage to 2 very valuable members that were stuck on the site. So is still incredibly good in the end. And now we move into this round. I mean, things are getting dicey here for the Golden Bears.
They keep peeking this corner from trees on the catwalk, and it's not worked out well for them yet. The knives are going to land for Blue Haze, but it takes a couple. Luckily, though, the molly was getting used, so had the advantage of that animation. And for the gun. Rainbow now
I like that smoke too.
Back away.
That smoke baits, and Boulder are now very convinced that this is going to be an A hit, right? Because they've lost control of mid and tree. They're going around through lobby, though. This actually is going to let them know that it's probably not coming toward A right now. And a great
they know now.
Too, placed perfectly there.
Yeah, that gun dart's going to be able to find 3 members, so the call goes out. You can see the rotations on the mini-map, but Cal Golden already in position to punish the late rotation. Teagle has complete control of mid, like you say, but they're Waiting patiently to see if anybody comes from A, but they don't know that there's 2 in mid. There it is. Blue Haze finds him out. Has the ult to finish it out. Only 1 member left, and it's Pluto. Can Pluto solo it? 1 to 2. Only 8 health. It is a 2v1, so as long as Cal Golden pushes this quietly and carefully, they should be able to secure this, but the plant still hasn't landed. An aggressive push into the back of the point from Blue Haze, smoking themselves so they don't get caught out as the recon dart goes in the dark. Because of that, they're able to get there, but the shots are going to land from Pluto. Blue Haze goes down. 8 health and a dream. Still alive. 4 seconds left. See, Boulder should have no issue here.
Oh, I think Chihuahua's zone is DC'd.
Yes.
No. Oh, that's tragic. Oh, poor Golden Bears, dude. Are we going to get a pause right here? Is that what happened? Because Chihuahua's zone was just, yep. Oh, that is tragic.
Yeah,
oh, that was such a winnable round. And Golden Bears, they played the map so well there. Boulder, admittedly, giving them a run for their money. Don't get me wrong. That 2-person push out a lobby up through mid was very much a thorn in the side of the Golden Bears. But, I mean, Blue Haze just did so much work in that round with the Blade Storm. And if he only had a buddy at the very end, if only...
They peaked that
internet
together.
service provider gods didn't smite down the Bears. Oh, so unlucky.
Well, I mean, coming back into this, you're still feeling pretty confident if you're Cal Golden. You're still getting decent map control, but I feel like you're not necessarily shaking in your boots, but you're a little bit shaken because Boulder's giving a lot more presence than they've shown in the past.
And the thing is, although Cal Golden Bears are getting a lot of map control, Boulder are doing a good job of not letting that transfer into an abundance of picks, right? Most of CU Boulder is still alive to play off each other, to retake important areas or the site once the post plant comes down, right? So CU Boulder are doing a very good job of sort of evading the style of the Golden Bears. And now the problems kind of just are stacking for Golden Bears because they don't have much money in this upcoming round. They're going to have to go for like a half buy here. They're going to be losing out in unless they can use this half buy to bait out 2 or 3 of these essential ultimates, the impact ultimates that Boulder have up. The next gun round's pretty difficult for them too, right? Because it's going to be hard to get anything other than probably the showstopper for JT Blaster Boy available. So Boulder definitely in a tricky spot now.
I think for Cal, if you can get ultimates out here, I think that's the biggest takeaway. If you can get the run it back to get used by Boulder, or maybe if possibly, get the Sova to use their ultimate, get some of these big heavy hitting post plant clears or off-site protection kind of ultimates out of the way, and you feel a lot better going into that gun round.
And I mean, hey, the good news is there's 2 actual rifles available for Golden Bears, right? So they have a little bit of teeth in this upcoming round. I still wouldn't favor them by any means.
Oh, Pluto's going to take that early information and is able to get a little bit of a tag over into Chihuahua, but that's pretty much about it that they're going to be able to secure there. The information from the grenade not going to be accurate. Spazzy is waiting around this corner, and Teagle needs to be able to peek it, but isn't looking to look that way. There goes 1. The swing's there, but 3 go down on the other side of the map. Beautiful push there from CU Boulder to capitalize on the distraction. Pluto doing a good job of cleaning things up. It's all up to 1 solo member for Cal Golden in the mid with the Sheriff already revealed, and the hunt is on. Able to find 1, able to find 2. Suddenly it goes from a meme of a strategy to a possibility, but Jazz is there to close the door. And CU Boulder continuing to gain that momentum, and at this point, Cal Golden, you're going into this next round with a do or die situation. If you don't pull out here on this round, you're going into another couple of rough places.
The good news is that in that light buy round, the key players on Cal were the ones who got the kills. JT Blaster Boy and Ob, right? So they both have ults up. Showstopper and Hunter's Fury are not things that you ever want to mess around with, right? So those are very impactful ultimates to be able to take what is such an important gun round.
The key here for Golden Bears is just get the bomb down, get off site, play the post plant.
Look at this
Both of their
wild
ultimates
stack
really
from
good
Boulder.
for that.
This is so interesting. They have 2 players just stacking on this tree angle. One is going to get spotted here, and oh no, the jig is up.
Able to find him once. Oh, just at the edge of the shot. Spazy's gotta be steaming on that one. Just barely gets taken out, and the dinner bell has been rung here on point A for Cal Golden. Teleport not going to be able to complete for Jazz, so Ob's able to find that pick, and now 3 members left for CU Boulder. Run it back still on the table as Rainbow approaches trees, looking for the flank. Needs to check the right corners at the right time. Sees the doors closed, able to check and doesn't get shot. Able to jiggle back just in time and take the headshot. So evens things up to a 3v4. And information from the recon dart is going to let CU Boulder know where most members are on the site, but nobody checking there over to the Cubby. Blackman able to turn for it. Run it back, or sorry, not the run it back, the boom blaster, if you will. Ain't going to find any purchase there, but Chaiwan able to find the kills needed. And a beautiful dart comes in to save the day on the defuse.
Yeah, great shock dart there at the end, but I really got to give credit to Ob for that hunter's view, right? And a little bit greedy from Spizzy there, poking out to destroy the owl drone. I feel like he probably could have just hid in tree, and then that hunter's fury never happens, right?
Yeah, you don't get the information anyone's there.
And that's where Boulder were stacked up too, right? So not only does Spizzy die, but Rainbow's forced out of that position that they were basically using as like a linchpin for their defense on A, and then things fall apart from there. Even the Showstopper and the Neural Theft couldn't get Boulder back into it, so now the Showstopper, I mean, they're just sending it on to B here. And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, this is aggression at its best right here. I'm just kind of throwing it themselves at the point, and it's going to work. It's going to make enough space for Tigo to get onto point, take Rainbow out. I'll be able to get Pluto out on the rotation as well, and from there, it's going to be up to CU Boulder to retake this point once again, but Spiz, he doesn't know. Oh, it's taken down, and with the pistol double swing, yeah, Golden able to find themselves a couple of more kills, and Tigo picked up that Phantom and was just like, hey guys, do me a favor, peek for me and let me just take them out. Y'all first.
Great round there. Now Boulder are broke, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's been very interesting watching the 2 like dynamics that the Golden Bears have shown thus far. Like they either play slow and play for map control, and in which case Boulder very frequently have no idea where it's going, or they just send it onto B, right? Which is why you see Boulder stacked up right now at the B site, because if they're gonna catch anybody, it's probably gonna be here. They know that this is where Chewani Zone also goes on that default too. But it seems like the Golden Bears are just gonna take that as a sign that they don't want to be over here.
And you know, you get the information that just the Killjoy, just the Razor there, nobody else is sitting around that corner. So an early rotation from CU Boulder,
I like that.
They're going to be able to meet them at the point with a bit of positioning. Ob's going to get no information from the point with the Owl Drone, so. Oh, going to have to break down the wall so they know you're at least in the area.
Ooh,
there it is again, CU Boulder on this lurk. Able to get these flanks out, and like you said, that is a gun. It's going to be the only gun. Question is it going to be enough? Shots aren't going to land. Blue Haze will be able to be at the ready there at the corner, so aren't able to take that one away. But for CU Boulder, you didn't really invest much into that round, so you're coming back with it with a decent enough economy where you can get some pretty good buys. Yeah, ultimately, I mean, both teams feel fine about that round. It was a save for Boulder. They got some damage done. And the Golden Bears, you know, while they lost one gun out mid, it ultimately didn't matter because Boulder, they didn't have any other guns. They were walking onto the site with a huge firepower disadvantage. Golden Bears moving into this round. Ooh, it looks like it's another send it B play. They have the lockdown, and there's not a Hunter's Fury to counter it. Run it back sent out mid, too, by Spizzy there. Oh, is that the nerd angle? Does he have it? He did it. Oh, my word. The average Jonas
satchel charge preset angle there from Rainbow, I believe. Oh, that is dirty.
He's been trying to pull that almost every round.
I mean, they're gonna try and regardless, but they don't have the kind of control they wanted.
No, they're gonna get on the point. They have enough time. Ob able to get the lurk from Jazz this time by being just a little bit more patient there in mid. Now CU gonna make their way onto the point, and grenade into the back is gonna succeed in working out a kill for Speezy, but it's gonna take Rainbow out of the fight completely and give away the position. So it's a 2v3 on the point. They know exactly where they are. Ob coming in late has the positioning, and the shots are gonna land. Something to be said about patience. Ob that time finally figured out Jazz is always walking in late.
Yeah, Ob is able to take down that mid lurk and get a lot done from B main too. That's actually the first time that Boulder seemed to let B main sort of slip under their radar. Spizzy and Rainbow just tunnel vision a little bit on the site. The way that they set up that site execute was actually pretty well with the paint shell covering for that push from Spizzy, but ultimately they didn't have enough support to actually make those angles happen because the other two surviving members of Boulder were worried about B main. They were waiting for that swing to come out, and Ob just bought so much time. Now Boulder, I mean, they're back on eco.
Ooh.
That was a nasty shot.
Oh, but Speezy now in danger yet again from the Hunter's Fury, able to squiggle away from the second shot, so we'll keep their life. But yeah, Golden already losing one, and not only losing one, but before you can build up any sort of ult percentage from kills, there will be a gun in middle just in case the rotation allows for CU Boulder to pick that up. I don't really expect for Cal Golden to let that slide. Blaster going to take Jazz out in mid as well, so nobody for CU Boulder to protect the middle of the map. I like the fact that
this is a good read by Boulder, though. Yeah, well, and it's a good read too. I mean, they know they have the trap wires at A still, despite having low economy, so they're gonna invest towards the B side of the map because if the Bears haven't hit A already, they're probably not going to. So Boulder are here to at least make this costly. Still, you know, only working on pistols, but they can make it a little bloody here.
30 seconds left.
Ooh. Gotta be careful about what you show to the rest of the team. Oh, Pluto gonna get taken down, and Tigo finds two, but Blackman still here to cause a nuisance. Has the ability to pick up a gun, if I'm not mistaken. There should be one just off to his left, over where his cage is covered, but decides, you know what, why do that? But through the wall, Ob! Hits him with the owl drone, has the location, just needs to send the mail. Able to find it 7-4 now as CU Boulder is starting to run away from them just a little bit.
Yeah, one last round for Boulder to really make it happen. The good news is that they do have quite a bit to do that with, right? Spazzy has the run it back, Hunter's Fury and Neural Theft are always great info gathering ults, and they're not too far off the others as well. But the retakes have started to fall through for Boulder, right? Cal Golden Bears are starting to become more comfortable with the sing that Boulder likes to go for these retakes. And I mean, okay, that's a nice tag.
Oh.
Doesn't get a kill though.
No, doesn't get a kill, but he's able to get the tag, and ooh, Speezy getting dangerously low on that runner back. Isn't able to find any fruition out of it. Jazz able to find the opening kill, however, for CU Boulder with a deep peek. Oh, that's almost its spawn.
Yeah, I like that though. Spazzy clears out a lot of that control and gives the opportunity for Jazz to go for that. Oh, Blue Haze, he's going to be kicking himself for that miss there. That could have been a game changer. That would have been smokes down. That would have been mid control as well. And now, I mean, with the smokes coming into mid, not much going Golden Bear's way right now. That Hunter's Fury kept them out of A main, so they don't have the map control they like to go for. So back to B they go. I think this is going to get red.
Yeah. Information got gathered on who was in the back of the site due to the Omen teleport. Oh, but Jazz is ready right here, right now for this peak. There goes the boom. Able to find one. Blackman able to get the trade, however. So now it's up to Blue Haze. Close quarters with the op, but still isn't landing the shots. Goes to the knives and able to find the kill. Speezy doesn't win the battle on point versus Ob, so now it goes down to a 2v. Well, that's a 1v2 now. And Rainbow definitely going to have a little bit of information on where this jet is. based on that smoke. But there you go, gets the information needed. But the op is there. Paint shells not going to be there for any fruition. And I thought Blue Haze in close quarters, they had the information, he had the op. I thought we were going to see the kill.
He hits the shots that matter, right? Blue Haze, you know, had a few whiffs that round. Took a second to warm up to the op. Hadn't really been using it much this half, but hits the shots that matter toward the very end of that post plant, right? So credit to Blue Haze, definitely locking it down toward the end of that round. And once again, I mean, it was just a little bit of a disjointed retake from Boulder. Cal Golden Bears really learned throughout that half how to throw Boulder off on those B-site retakes with the pacing, like just swinging at weird random times from several different angles, right? So gotta give credit to Cal Golden Bears. It doesn't even matter that, you know, they just kept hitting B over and over and over again. Boulder were unable to contend with the adaptations that the Golden Bears were throwing at them. And now, I mean, half's over. That's 8 on the attack on Ascent. Golden Bears
really
gotta be feeling
place to
pretty
be
swell.
for Golden Bears. Yeah, like I mean, you talk about the dream scenario in these competitive matches. How do you want to come out of the first half? 8-4 is the number. You know, it's kind of the perfect.
I mean, if we're talking about dream scenario, I think 12-0 is 12-0 is probably the dream scenario.
Let me rephrase the dream realistic scenario. The realistic dream scenario is the 4-8 and turnaround, because then it doesn't 4 rounds. As long as you win the pistol round, you get the anti-eco, and then you have momentum with your bank throughout the rest of the fight. The other team has to not only already have an uphill battle, but now it's in a blizzard, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to come back into it. So for CU Boulder, I like the tactical pause at the beginning. Put a stop in it, ice the kicker, if you will, and get yourselves together for the next attack. Because look at this, they're coming out with a plan here on the attack. Jazz even being super patient with that trigger discipline, but isn't able to land the shot, so Tico will be able to find those kills. However, the bomb is not going A. The rest of the team still going mid. Pluto leading the charge, able to find the kill onto Ob, and a hurt Omen is going to be meeting him here, but the Owl Drone will be able to find out that positioning. The kill comes through from Spazzy. And CU Boulder, I don't know what they talked about there in that little pause, but whatever it did, it lit a fire under their bums, because they are coming in hot.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Oh! That's a little spicy there. I mean, Chewani Zone has a ghost, has 2 headshots.
Oh,
no way. Low health on 1. All he needs to do is take down Blackman, and he should have it.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh! Pluto able to squeak it out. Woo! 10 health.
Oh, my word.
10 health. My heart stopped for a quick second.
Ooh, yeah, that was okay, that was a little dicier. Ultimately, still a pretty good round by Boulder. They almost let it get away from him. Chewani's own nuts performance, but I do like the way that Boulder played with like a tag team with Pluto and Spazzy, just taking tons of map control, playing off each other, the Owl Drone as well as recon darts, allowing Spazzy to move forward aggressively with flashes. They got a little bit stalled out by that Nano Swarm over at A, but they didn't let it stop their momentum. They just transferred it through mid. Love that from Boulder there. I mean, yeah, they're just going to get beef for free here. I mean, Golden Bears are doing what Boulder did when Boulder lost the pistol on their defense, stacking on the wrong site, unfortunately. And I think a couple of them has shorties, so this is going to be a tricky retake.
Tricky is always just another word for interesting. Golden now trying to figure out their approach. Jet with the shotgun, looking for the dash into the kill, but the headshot lands. So it's a 1-for-1. Putting it into a 4v4. Pistol shots into the back from Chaiwan, but doesn't have the ghost this time around, so it doesn't have the same kind of range. Can't get into the fight as readily as they want to. Kill from Ob, however, going to diminish the attacking side. Now down to 2, now down to a 2v1. I'm sorry, Blue Haze. Able to survive for now. Looking for the second gun, didn't want to have to reload. But alas, when you don't have enough bullets, you die.
Yeah, Golden Bears, it got a little bit chaotic, but I think Golden Bears are going to be happy with the amount of damage that they did to CU Boulder. This is going to be a tricky round to actually make as a true bonus now for Boulder on their attack. So they're either going to have to very lightly invest and try to get that bonus, or fully invest and just turn it into an actual gun round and pin everything. I like the call to just buy up some sheriffs, see how much damage you can do to the Golden Bears. I think that is a safer call. especially considering that Pluto is sporting this Hunter's Field with an owl drone tag that can very quickly turn into a pick and a gun recovered anyways. I mean, either way, this gets them on the site.
Ooh. Spazzy takes a little bit of damage there, and Chai-One's able to trade out on the point. Luhei is now taking control of trees as the rest of the team from Cal Golden kind of just swarms around over into heaven. Pluto will be able to get the plant down, a little bit of extra money for the econ, throws out a couple of shock darts just to make sure that there's nobody sitting around that corner, but Luhei is going to see the recon dart come through, able to find the kill with the help of Ob, however. Blaster Boy helping regain point control with that third kill. They know where the Phoenix is, able to find one. Spazzy ain't able to find the other, so defuse will go to Cal Golden, and CU Boulder coming into this next round will have a pretty fitted economy.
And this is where I think we need to see Boulder maybe slow it down and try to go for a default across the map, right? Because in that round, Boulder send it A, and it takes Cal Golden Bears like less than 5 seconds to take the entirety of the rest of the map, right? They're already in tree and the door's already been broken by the time the spikes actually gets planted, right? There's no time for Boulder to actually set up good post-plant positions out A main or in tree themselves. So if Boulder keep trying to like hard send it onto sites, Golden Bears are going to keep quick rotating and beating them to the punch realistically. So I like the fact that Boulder is splitting up a little bit. Let's see how they can wrestle away some map control from the Golden Bears.
And what a paint can from Blaster Boy, just in case there's somebody around that corner. And Hayes, Jets are definitely forced to be reckoned with, but a Jet like Hayes able to get those shots, dash out beautifully, almost undamaged, but does get taken down and put down to a 2v2 between CU Boulder and Cal Golden. They've got one member on A, one member in mid for the defense. Ob gets information that there's a Cypher over on A.
I mean, the thing is, you have no idea where Ob or Chewani Zone is right now if you're Boulder, but Cal, they know. They know where the Cypher is. That buys so much time, and you can't go through mid now if you're Boulder. So you had to run all the way around one side, and they're going to have to try and slowly creep up towards this B site. Luckily, they've picked the correct one, right? They know Chewani Zone generally plays on that site, so they're going over here to B, but they don't know where Ob is. He can still get quite a bit of damage done. Rainbow's only got 2 HP, dude.
Oh my god, that stresses me out more than it should, but slowly approaching the point, nobody wanting to give away any positioning. Ob facing back, here's the drop, able to find the kill. Now it's a 1v1 point and becomes so much more winnable for Cal as they find the shots. And oh man, I think I would have sent the Cypher to check that back of sight.
Gotta be wondering if Blackman could have had the camera up at that point, right? I'm not actually
30 seconds on the
I'm
clock.
not actually sure. Yeah, I mean you're kind of low on time, right? So I'm not sure like the practical way to actually cam that back room from a safe position as well. So you know, I'm not gonna fault him too much for that. Ultimately, it just comes down to Ob getting so much map control in that late game in that 2v2. Shout out to Ob. He's honestly been pretty nuts with all his utility thus far. I mean, that's a great deep dart there, too. Spots him in mid-link. That's insane.
Wow. I'm going to take that to my ranked games that I play often in bronze. We're not here to talk about that. That's not the topic of conversation. Spazzy not going to find any information off of this initial push into trees. The Omen smoke means that they know that they're there. But through the smoke goes Chai-One's in zone, able to find one, looking for a second, able to find it. But the backup is there from the rest of the team, and Cal Golden swarms into trees to find the kills that are needed.
Yeah. 11 rounds now for Cal Golden Bears. They're doing excellent on their defense, and realistically, this is the last chance Boulder have to try and make this a competitive first map. If they lose here, they're going to be on 0 economy for the very last... Well, what is probably going to be the very last round as Golden Bears will be sitting on map point. Some tools to work with for Boulder. Looks like they're going to try and send it A again. They need to get picks early if they actually are hard commit here. Because if it's a 5v5 when we get to the post plant, I absolutely favor the Golden Bears.
They're gonna get cut out big by that Hunter's Fury. Tags at least 3-4 members of Boulder. Now you're trapped in this small alleyway, just waiting for the members of Cal Golden to swarm upon you. They're gonna wait so patiently.
I mean, that's just a great setup from the Golden Bears, right? You have that early contact with the boom bot. You're fairly confident that Boulder have at least 2 players there, even if you didn't spot more than 2 or hear more than 2. And yet again, I mean, just excellent on all this utility.
Oh man, Cal is getting impatient here. They would like to push this very much so.
But look, Chewani's coming around from the flank here. He's got to win a 1v1 on this flank, though, because if he dies, that flank and Boulder can go for a rotate.
1 enemy remaining.
Or everybody will die before the flank matters.
Yeah, nobody's looking for it. The Recon Dark kind of out spazzy there, and there's not really much either. 4v1, a difficult to defend position.
Match point.
5 ults at least for CU Boulder. I mean, if they can get some guns, they got a chance. And it's not like their economy is totally out the window. They can buy up a little bit here, right? Fragile players, but so much to work with. Look at this beautiful yet again. Cal just have their number, man. 3 on this B site. The Rays here to stop the send. Okay, it looks like CU Boulder have actually changed their minds late into that pre-round. Oh boy, but this is still so dangerous.
Able to find that trade, however, so a decent start. You get the trade, your Phoenix goes low, but it's a running back, so you're not too worried about that. You get a little bit of information about that op that's sitting in middle, but Blue Haze is prepared, not just sitting with an op, able to have the Phantom in the back as well, just in case, backing out because they've been revealed. That's going to get CU Boulder a little bit of purchase, but if they're not careful, this lurk here, gonna find them out, but Tigo not gonna find the shots. A flash goes out and is able to give a little bit of extra space, but the rotation from Cal Golden, like you said, has been lightning quick, and here it is again. They've already put Chaiwan into position to find a pick. Gonna be doing exactly that. Paint shell into the back to make sure that people can't push too aggressively. However, the satchel charge, not gonna find any purchase. Oh, big shot there from Rainbow to take Chaiwan out of the equation. But an op approaching the point of Rainbow at 1 health.
That's all the health he needs in theory. Look at this flank coming around. Blackman should have his number. No, Blue Haze spots it. So close, but not close enough. Cal Golden Bears, they don't take map 1 just yet.
Weapon here.
Not yet, and they gave away an operator.
Okay.
Reassessing,
and that round didn't cost Boulder too much in terms of ultimates either, but they do use their 2 best ults for gaining space on the map, right?
Yes.
So now you're looking for a little bit of a slower style, try to play around the pick or a information advantage based off the Hunter's Fury or the Neural Theft, right? And then you can really start to snowball this round. That's a nice pick there. Costs them another, though.
Watching here.
Yeah, it's 3 down now for CU Boulder, and Phoenix the Phoenix kind of just caught out here in mid. Rainbow able to get an aggressive push from Blaster Boy out of the equation, and now they know where everybody is. So they have good information on which site's a little bit lighter. They see that B's only got the Sova.
Yeah,
however, Cal Golden going to use that as a bait, if you will.
It's not something
they have control everywhere.
Boulder aren't able to act off that Neural Theft, though, right? They still have to play it slow. Speezy's made a lot of noise to A to try and keep players over here, but you know that there's an operator somewhere. You know Blue Haze has... Oh, no. Spazzy, no! Ow!
Well, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Spazzy might think twice about taking that rotation again. Next time, a beautiful recon dart pops out and gives all the information to Ob. Oh my god! A beautiful play from the Sova from Cal Golden.
Ob was on an absolute tear that map.
Mission, if you will.
Holy moly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ascent is a good Sova map. But holy cow, I feel like every single piece of utility always had value from Op, right? It wasn't a case where the dart was like instantly destroyed a lot of the time, with the owl drone just got blown away, not really getting too much info in a default. He's tagging somebody every time, getting insane map control, and the way that Cal Golden Bears just played the map in general is next level. That's why they're currently 3rd place in this group, is because they're able to pull off crazy stuff like that.
I like the fact that we did, however, see a pretty good fight back from Boulder. I'll give that momentum kind of got away from them on that first defensive round, and I think the changes of pace that Cal Golden was able to bring to the table are definitely a pretty big factor in why the scoreline looks the way that it was. Like on that attack, like you said, it wasn't a spectrum. It was two sides of a coin. They were either bursting onto a point and just kind of forcing their way in, or they were playing so slow that it forced CU Boulder to make decisions that were a kind of, well, I hope they're here kind of situation.
Well, and it's not that the CU Boulder style of wanting to focus less on map control and more on just like getting into somewhere critical with all 5 of your players is bad, right? That's a perfectly viable strategy. The problem is that they're losing a little bit too much, a little bit too quickly, and not able to take full advantage of it. Like you saw a lot of the time when they were going for executes, it wasn't 4 people going onto a site and 1 person on flank watch. It was all 5 in the same like 10 to 15 meter area. Right?
Yeah.
And then I had no idea where anyone else was. They were very quickly collapsed upon. Some smaller Boulder, having a couple rounds where you leave some people out on off angles, on lurks, while everybody else is in one area, I think would really aid them. And their defaults weren't bad by any means. So, I mean, splitting up and maybe playing it a little bit slower could also be a viable way to pivot back into this game. 7-13, not the closest scoreline, but we had a lot of close rounds, so it's a little bit misleading.
I do want to point out the fact that Ob is not only at the top of this leaderboard for his kills, but also rocking 9 assists there. So not just playing, you know, the impressive person to find the picks when needed, but I want to point out that at least, 50-60% of those picks were off of either a recon dart landing and giving away position, or that owl drone giving away somebody's position. And multiple kills through walls. I mean, nobody's safe if Ob is on the field. Yeah.
He's just nasty with it. The timing on all of his utility is looking borderline flawless right now, right? And that's something difficult to deal with for any team, because it's not like Pluto had a bad map. I mean, he, you know, was also Sova and also top fragged for his team, but the like upwards of 99% effectiveness Ob had with the Sova utility is just difficult for any team to contend with.
I definitely agree, and that's not really going to change that much. We're going to Bind next, and Sova is just as important here on Bind. However, I'm really looking for Spazzy to have a bit of a field day here. For Phoenix players, I feel like Bind is really home.
And I mean, keep in mind Ascent was Cal's map pick, right? So it makes sense that they take it in such a fashion. And not only will I think Spazzy be much more comfortable on Bind, because, I mean, Phoenix gets insane belong control, hookah control, showers control with just the click of a button, right? But also, it's much more difficult for Boulder to be punished on that map control. Not impossible, but, you know, there's not some big mid area that's hard to fight for and hard to keep control of while you're sending it onto one site, right? You can just have a Cypher or a Killjoy, throw up a trap wire or a turret in market, and then everything is fine. Your flank, you don't got to worry about it nearly as much, right? So I definitely think that Boulder have a very solid chance to come back and send us to a 3rd map.
I'm excited to see if they do, and I just wanna call out Rainbow a little bit. You know, bring a first aid kit. You're on 1-2 health a lot, and it makes me stressed. So, you know, bring some band-aids or something, because you might need them coming into the next game. Maybe bring a Sage. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have a team bring a Sage.
Sage is perfectly viable. We're just gonna have to wait and see what they bring out. We're gonna get heading on to Bind in just a little bit, but before that, a quick break. So stick around.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a bit of a barn burner, if you will, as CU Boulder tries to surmount Cal Golden. You know, and we talked about it a little bit on the break, Paulsable. They've got quite the chance. I mean, record-wise, you wouldn't think twice about it, but after what we just saw, looks like a bit of a different story.
Yeah, if you're just now joining us, it was a little bit of an uphill battle for CU Boulder on map number 1. Cal Golden Bears doing a very good job off the back of some excellent map control, and Ob just having absurd value off the Sova utility there. But okay, bye. Okay, I'm back. The game's too good. I can't actually leave. But as we move on to Bind, I think the map control will punish CU Boulder less. Which is going to give them a real chance to actually come back into this and make this a very competitive series.
Yeah, we talked a little bit how important that Phoenix is going to be. And you can already see Spazzy locking in that role. And the Raze as well. I feel like for both Spazzy and Rainbow, is going to be...
is that triple duelist I am seeing? That is no smoke.
They're looking to bring the heat. They're looking to bring the heat here.
Oh boy. All right.
Lots of information and a quick execute.
I did think that Boulder had a chance. I'm not as convinced now. Well, here's the thing, right? Blue Haze is probably going to lock in the Jet, and even if he doesn't and moves over to like a Raze or something, ops are going to be something that you're contending with here. The thing is, if Cal Golden Bear can get an operator in Heaven or in B-Long, the second they see that there's no actual smoke agent, that operator is going to get just disgusting value. Now, keep in mind, of course, the Phoenix is always going to be good, but I personally feel like the Phoenix is actually better defensively than offensively here. And with Boulder starting off on the attack, going on to Bind, which is often a defender-sided map, and probably running into ops without smokes, that doesn't sound fun to me.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I've got potential. I've got potential. I do have potential. CU Boulder has potential, and I've got belief. I've got belief. I think the CU Boulder is going to pull this out. I definitely agree that operators are going to be a point of contention. However, I like the fact that CU Boulder showed in the last map that they're not afraid to switch it up and make a hard rotate and just call quits on a site and move around, which I think could play to their advantage when it comes to going against that.
And in all fairness, Blue Haze had a little bit of a coin flip on the op there, but we're not going to have to deal with an op for a few rounds thus far. CU Boulder already getting ready. They're just sending it into A.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Blasted Boy going to find out Speezy, but it wasn't Speezy's fault. Pluto gets one there with the shock dart from Boulder to throw a little bit of extra spice into the mix, and this is one pot of chili. I could blow your mind. 2 members left now of CU Boulder here on point. Make that 1 member. Make that still 1. And a chance is now alive. Spike picked up, but not checking behind. Blue Haze is going to be there. And I feel like for CU Boulder, that was the toe in the water. Let's see how this works. Can we get away with this?
Bro, that was putting your toe in the water and getting it bitten off by a piranha. Like, they just no information, hard sent it up A short when they knew there was a raise on the enemy team. That is a good way to get yourself blasted into the next century.
Yeah, I definitely think Jazz fading Spazzy was good.
There were as many utility kills in that round as there were gun kills. So that's fun. Now, gonna be a little bit more difficult. I mean, Ob is gonna back up here. There's some control. They're all B-long, but yeah, they're not gonna bother with the TP. They're just going for it, and 2 are already down.
Well, line them up, knock them down. There's 2, and here's 3. That's
a strike if I've ever seen one. Or I guess it's more of a like a split, because he got like 1 and then or 2 and then the other 3.
It's a spare. It's a spare.
Either way, a spare. That's what it's called. Bowling terminology.
I got you.
Either way, Oh boy. Oh, hello?
I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, but CU Boulder and Cal Golden have decided to just explode into areas. Both teams just like, okay, let's press that send it button and see what happens. CU Boulder, however, are going to be coming out on top on this fight. 2 members of Cal Golden left are rotating now from B, one from spawn, one from attacker spawn. CU Boulder just need to watch those rotations.
I'm glad at least Chewani Zone is figured out. Like, if he's the only player in the lobby that knows that there's a shift key available, he'll get 1 pick off that too. Oh, and this is a nice lineup. Ooh, preemptive. Ah, man, Ob is just so good. I mean, not good enough to get that kill, but, you know, still. All right. Let's slow it down. Let's take a deep breath in, Steitel.
I'm a little floored after that.
We got to the bonus round. Look, the last like 90 seconds have been a little bit crazy, but now we have the op coming out for Blue Haze. Cal Golden Bears most likely not going to be sending it as hard up A short into some insanity here. Still a very pivotal round for both teams. Neither one working with a phenomenal economy at this point, as it is just round 4. So I like to see that for the most part, both teams are playing a little bit slower. Some aggressive B long control, but Boulder don't have to turn this into a B push if they don't want to, right? The TP's right there, and they have one lurking on the other side of the map that can get them some control over there as well.
Definitely important to feed the Phoenix. Beautiful cage by CF1 to keep their head out of contention during the battle, but the kills come through, and it's a 1v2 trade in favor of Cal Golden. So only 3 members of Boulder are left alive. You got 1 in hookah. Oh. Sorry, 1 just next to hookah. Barely walks away from CF1.
That camera didn't even get destroyed. So CF1 still has all the info necessary on this side of the map. And I mean, Boulder, they're just timid at this point. They're hoping someone will walk out into them, but they're going to get smoked off here. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a TP play, and look who's there.
Oh, but they're ready.
Ready to catch them if they decide to do that.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. You've got to make the choice right here, right now. Blaster Boy is going to hear that teleporter go off, and it's just it's a dinner bell rung for him. Able to get the trade out, but the rotation from Cal Golden is going to come through, and the operator is still online.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, Blue Haze going to make easy work of that kill on the Blackman, and Pluto now just looking for a plant for a little bit of extra money, able to find the kill. Now the operator moving on to point, takes them out as well, 31 health, and Pluto has the ability. Just not the time.
Not quite. K1, yeah, exactly. Pulls away at the last second. Some nice shots there from Pluto at the end, but ultimately, the overcommitment onto the B site was the beginning of the end for that round for Boulder. I mean, they're going to take 1 gun away from that round. They could try to force this. I don't think it would necessarily be a good idea, but I mean, the op in hand. It looks like they're going to go for it here, Steitel. A little bit risky. Golden Bears don't have a super good economy either, though. So, I mean, if there was a round to force and try to catch the defense off guard, it's this one.
There they are.
Early recon dart from Ob is going to find out a little bit of information about what kind of push is coming towards hookah. And Blaster Boy coming around here on the flank isn't able to find anything with the ult, but gives away a lot of position. Op is going to find them with the boombot in hand. And Jazz able to find a kill as well. So CF1 no longer into the equation.
Spike planted.
Figure out the Sova here, but Blue Haze coming onto the field with the knives. We've seen Blue Haze use these knives pretty well before, so wouldn't be surprised to see it again. Able to find the shots to take Spazzy out of the fight. Only 2 members of Boulder left to protect the fight. Or sorry, to protect the bomb.
1 enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Ooh, oh!
There it is.
So
once
close
again.
there. So close for Boulder, but again, they just can't quite make it happen. Ob with an insane round, and that's the second time that someone from Golden Bears has just been left to their own devices in hookah, right? Boulder keep waterfalling out B long on those B hits, and when you do that, you don't have control over hookah, you don't have that necessary angle, and when you don't have hookah control, you can't stop anyone from coming out of that defender spawn doorway, right? Unless you have people deep past elbow, but that gets a little bit risky. You don't have the crossfire necessary, is what I'm trying to say. And so Golden Bears, they just get back onto the site without too many issues. They get control, and although it was close for Boulder, they weren't able to make it happen. Now they're trying to make it work off a little bit of a broken economy. It's not off to a hot start, though.
Not at all. They've already lost 3 out of their 5 members, and with an operator still posing the threat from Baz, it's a pretty easy equation there. Ob's going to go ahead and just commit the Hunter's Fury. Wants to close this out and pad those stats. Didn't really need to commit that ultimate there.
I mean, didn't need to, but it is the safer play, right? You don't have to risk the gunfight as Ob. You don't have to risk dying. And I mean, Rainbow was able to get 2 kills. So, you know, there is a chance if you actually go for the swing there that Rainbow just has a nuts day and gets it done. I mean, that was the last vestige of the money that Boulder was working to. So investing that ultimate to shut down their economy entirely, definitely not a bad play for Ob. Just sheriffs now for Boulder. They need to get some picks, get some guns. That's a pick.
Good pick.
Can they convert it?
No is the answer. Teagle finds 3. Pretty easy picks as well with the Phantom. Just line them up and shoot them down. Not really too much contention with pistols coming at him. And gonna get the ace. That's the question.
Give him the ace. Come on, Jazz.
Well, I mean, if Jazz can pull it out.
I mean, Golden Bears, if they want to be nice, they should just bait for this, right? If they want to be nice. And I mean, here comes Jazz anyways, around from short, right? So now they know, or not Jazz. Here comes Teagle around from short. Jazz spotted. There it is. That's the second ace into pistols for Boulder that we've seen. That's the second Golden Bears player who has just bodied Boulder on these pistols. And that's one of the things. When you stack up like this on a pistol round, sure, it gives you the best possibility to trade, but it's also the hardest to get through those little choke points, right? Because you're committing so much meat to one easy spammable angle for the Golden Bears. And not much damage done ultimately to their economy. Golden Bears, they're going to be feeling just fine going into what is yet another pivotal gun round for Boulder to walk away with.
Oh, Blue Haze knows there's somebody and is going to wait for this peek. Here it is. The jiggle peek isn't getting the shots, but Blue Haze able to land it through a bit of a crack, if you will. And now that puts it immediately down to a 4v5. The CU Boulder tries to decide on where they want to approach. Bomb's still in mid, so you can tell they're just trying to get a couple of kills and some information before they commit to a site to plant. Hoping to get a rotation out of Cal Golden, which they've done now here on A. Not checking Bass, however, might be the bane of their existence. Jazz is able to find JT Blaster Boy out, so Flash Bang goes out. Blaster Boy goes down, but not before the Satchel Charge is able to go out, so Jazz going to get taken down as well. 3v2 now in favor of Cal Golden Bears as they push back on the point. Once again, that two-person hit squad from Boulder overcommits a little bit. We saw that from them on Ascent 2 when they went for some of those retakes. So now Blackman and Rainbow, they have to get it done 2v3. Impossible by any means. Showstopper available. Pretty hard to use with only 60 health though. And taken down sliding by the op, and that's a great trap wire. Blackman is super done for. Yeah, Blue Haze right now doing exactly what you said was going to happen, using this operator just to kind of control everything. There's not a safe sight line for CU Boulder. They can't effectively smoke anything off. And the beginning of the end was that op in that round for Boulder, right? I mean, I thought what had happened, the cam actually got invested there from Blackman, so I thought it had seen the op, but I guess it actually got destroyed by Ob for
Blackman was able to go into the camera and actually detect that Blue Haze was on that angle. So Pluto just dry peeks it, and then you don't have your Sova, you don't have owl drones or recon darts to clear angles and get you up on sites. It just becomes so much more difficult from there.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Oh boy.
Another cheeky angle just in case there's an aggressive push, but chose the wrong angle. Walking while shooting with a run it back to try and get some a little bit of information and whatever damage is possible. Nobody looking for Blaster Boy on the top of this box, and there goes the big shot. Able to find only one, however. Nope, found two. Rest of the kills came through in the form of a support, so Spazzy just kind of running away from the hunting squad of Cal Golden. Isn't going to be able to make it out. 8-1 now for Cal, as they look to have a pretty confident position going into the half.
And I mean, this is bind, so there is some defender-sidedness that you have to keep into account here, but it's definitely not 8-1 defender-sided, right?
Yeah,
especially considering this is CU Boulder. Exactly, and it's CU Boulder's map pick, too, so this is where they were hoping to get some early momentum. Back to Eco now for them. Probably going to be, at best, 9-3 on this half. That is not ideal. They need to come up with some kind of miracle in this round.
Oh, and a quick smoke to make sure that the operator doesn't get taken out. Up and over goes Jazz, able to trade out. However, Blue Haze is taken down. That's an operator on the field.
Yeah, but an op's not what you want, right? I mean, an op's nice. In any other round, it'd be great. But the thing is, how are you going to take a site with only an operator? You can't. I mean, that
helps a lot. That helps a lot.
Yeah, not enough, though.
But they do know exactly where Rainbow is holding. Rainbow now going to pick up the mantle of donning the operator and gets caught out a couple of times. Now Chaiwan is going to get sent in for the double peek, and not really much that Rainbow can do except for possibly save this round, unless if you can squeak out the kill onto the Sova here on A.
And I mean, at this point, you're down 8-1. You're not playing for saves.
Yeah.
Even with ops in hand, you have to try and make this an 8-4 half. Rainbow has to try and catch somebody off guard here. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything, but shots also matter. Rainbow not able to find that final kill.
That too. Yeah, and I mean, it's too bad. Because if that had been one of the ecos that happened earlier, instead of like the two crazy aces we saw, that would have been a great eco round for Boulder. But even stealing away 3 guns, even taking the op out of their hand, you're just not breaking the economy of Golden Bears at this point. They're going to be buying for the rest of the half with, you know, money to spend elsewhere on vacations if they wanted at this point.
Yeah, this is where you get in the situation where that op player isn't just running an op. They've already bought a Phantom and dropped it. And then
yeah, they're going to buy a Phantom. Well. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, 4 ults available. This one's doable. Another hard send toward the B side. This time they've actually taken hookah control. So that is already at least 1 step up. And I don't believe they actually get spotted by that from the shadows either. So
no, Tigo didn't get any information.
Convinced. And with Blackman getting that lurking kill, they're just gonna go to end.
Oh, and there it is, a second one. This is what they've been kind of trying to play for, and finally it begins to piece itself together. Position is gonna get taken out or given away, if you will. But 5 members of CU Boulder versus 3 on Cal Golden. The op, however, gonna be an extra player in my opinion. The question is, they're not gonna give the operator any freedom. Nobody from Cal Golden able to peek any angles right now. The pressure from CU Boulder is a little bit too much as they're trying to get at least a 2nd point onto the board. Tries to shoot through the boxes but doesn't land the hit. Blue Haze doesn't need to save but is definitely looking for some style points here towards the end of the round. Maybe they can get the 4K and bring glory to their team, but you know, it's really just sit here for the kills.
I mean, Boulder's economy is still abysmal. Right? I mean, at least presumptuously. They do get out of this with 3, so they should be buying comfortably for this last round of the half. Loved that. Blackman was absolutely massive there. And that's all the benefit of them actually getting that hookah control, right? Because it's not just 5 people out long. You can't, like, Golden Bears can't afford to rotate everybody over to B and then just rotate back here the teleports, right? They have to be considering the angle from Hookah. They have to be considering the map control that they don't have available. Great round from Boulder. Hopefully they keep it up.
Well, this time it's going to be an op meeting them here at Hookah. Blue Haze, however, not going to land their shots, so they know exactly where the location on the operator is. You see the bomb lurking here at A, or over there at A. Another missed shot as they try to bait out as best as possible.
No, that one hit. That one shut down the run it back. As well as that, just shutting down Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
Watching here.
I like the fact that they've slow rotated these two to A, but if they don't check baths again, it's going to be an issue. Pluto missing the look, but is able to kind of bait out a couple of shots from Blaster Boy, so they know that there is somebody lurking on this side of the site. Does get caught out down to 7 health, and with that, the rotation's already been called for Cal Golden. There's not enough members of CU Boulder on the point right now. The operator's still in play. Oh, wow, Pluto!
Out of ammo! Oh, goodbye. Okay, it's okay, Teagle. You got the kill. That's what matters. Excellent half from the Golden Bears, ultimately. The defensive setups, their ability to read what Boulder were going for in almost every round. Just insane. And Boulder, I mean, there were some valiant efforts, don't get me wrong. And again, I think it comes back to the composition that they have, right? One of the great things about smokes, Omen smokes, Brim smokes, whichever, is that once you've taken map control, once you've taken a site, a smoke holds it for you at least tenuously. There's nothing doing that in the Boulder composition, right? So they would get onto A or get onto B and be assailed from every single angle all at the same time that they couldn't just smoke out or clear or what have you, right? Now we switch over. You got to win the pistol, Boulder, if you want to try and come back.
And it's a long road back. It's definitely one that Boulder can venture through. Able to, luckily, and masterfully, I should actually say, Jazz able to cover up the Phoenix, getting that early ult orb. Hookah control, however, being completely given away as 2 members of Boulder sit in elbow. Now they hear their presence on the point, so they'll begin to kind of move in as the rest of the team of Boulder pushes onto the point. Blue is able to find the opening pick. Rainbow looking for something, able to find one with the bot, but not able to land the shots. As Ob sitting off site on this Sova, able to find 2. That puts it down to 1 last member of CU Boulder alive. It's JT Blaster Boy versus Blackman, and Blackman's able to find the kill, so they do win out the pistol round. The question is, you know, this is a hard task to keep this momentum gaining, because regardless of what happens in 2-3 rounds, Cal Golden will have rifles.
Yeah, but at least for the meantime, Streidel, they're feeling better. That's a round, a pistol. Golden Bears could, of course, force this, but forces have sort of fallen out of favor since the Stinger nerf, so I'm not necessarily expecting Golden Bears are trying to do that. They have enough of a lead, no reason to gamble this second round anyways.
This is a nice spot.
I did like Blackman and Pluto actually holding on to that elbow control. It got a little bit dicey, didn't quite time it perfectly with the players coming out of defender spawn, but ultimately Blackman 12 more HP than he needed, so, you know, all comes out in the wash.
One down.
Oh! Jazz gonna be the superior jet in this situation, able to find 2, looking for the 3rd, able to find it as well.
Enemy remaining.
1 into Bass, and it's a quick round for Boulder.
Jazz doesn't get the ace, though. I mean, it's shameful with how many aces we've got against Egos. No, great round from Boulder. I mean, that's just, you know, Cal learned the same lesson that Boulder did in their first half, right? Blindly running into Hookah, turns out, is a little, or not Hookah, Lance rather, is a little bit dangerous. Judge,
a little bit.
Pretty good from there, just like a Raised was on Cal's defense. Now we get to the actual gun round, though. And I mean, normally a bonus round would be enough for Boulder, right? But they're so far behind. They got to find a way to win this round, not just make it, you know, economically impactful against Cal.
There you go, Spazzy able to find a little bit of information over here on A. Knows there's a couple members over at Baz, so the aggressive push down B does get called for. Knives are out, looking for the Omen in the back. able to get the information. There's somebody here. So Boulder now knows that Golden hasn't committed to a site push. So don't be aggressive. Don't push too far too fast. Allow them to push into us.
Spazzy's in a really strong position here because the Owl Drone technically cleared this spot, but then he snuck forward into it. Great work. Great work there from Spazzy.
Yeah.
That was excellent positioning. And gets that first pick. Pluto, very much the case. In a very dangerous spot, and it doesn't... Okay, one's coming over to cover his cross at least, but can't really cover there. Woo! Okay!
Oh,
let's
baby!
get it! All right! Let's go, Jazz!
30 seconds left.
Someone teach me improv, because I am a fan of Jazz now. That was a great play there. I am so proud to see you, Boulder, right now. This is the momentum they need to pick up, and if they can continue this play and keep this kind of lockdown, I like the fact that they're not... It's the opposite of their attack. They're playing extremely slow on the defense. Even though they had aggressive angles that they could take, they opted to kind of sit back a little bit and kind of catch the push that Golden Bears threw at them.
It's a great round, but it's not over yet. Here come the Golden Bears up a short yet again. This didn't work out well for him last time. Spazzy's going to meet him head on, though, and there's a lot of players right here.
Couple of jump peeks, trying to get a little bit of information. And they're a bit distracted by all the damage going through. And, you know, Spazzy's going to take one to himself from his friends, but Yellow Flashbang possibly not to play. It was just around Blue Haze, so going to be able to get through that a little bit on Erna completely unharmed. It's at 37 health, so... Someone can sneeze on Jet and they'll go down Blue Haze in a bit of a tricky spot. Oh, cursor placement for Chaiwan, just not there. Still focused on the wall. So Blackman will be able to take that and put it back to a 4v4 as the Owl Drone goes out on the site and the plant goes down. Nobody looking for the lurk from Jazz on this flank. Able to find two. And CU Boulder putting the score to a 10-6.
Got a little bit risky there for CU Boulder. Blackman with the Cyber Cage actually basically locked out Spazzy and kind of doomed him there, but great flank from Jazz. Was just an anti-eco, though, so now you got to deal with yet another gun round. Blue Haze picking up the op. This is just as dangerous on the attack as on the defense. Jazz matching it. This is the first actual operator duel, potentially, that we've seen this map, and it looks like they're lining up at the same angle, too. Okay, no. Blue Haze is going short.
Blue's going to go mid, yeah. It's a short.
And Jazz got spotted, too, by that camera. It didn't tag Jazz or Spazzy, but they did get spotted, so they know where Jazz is and where that operator is going to be playing from over toward that A side. So I like that they're leaning B and trying to wrestle control of this side of the map.
Blue has pretty good control on if anybody wants to rotate through that teleporter, so not going to be an option for CU Boulder. Lack of information as they cross through the side of A is going to give them a bit of an inkling that we might need to begin rotating B, so they're going to leave the operator on A. Oh, can't take them both down. So that time. Yeah, that's a good little peek there. Oh, nobody checking the corner. You've got to check the corner. Teagle gets taken down, but a trade comes through. An unfortunate satchel charge is going to put Blaster Boy into a tricky spot as well. Isn't able to get anything with the boomstick, but that's all right. Positioning is still in favor of Cal Golden. Only the operator left for Jazz here on the point, and it's...
I know exactly.
Oh, hits the shot, but it's not enough to kill. Needs to stay reloaded.
I mean, at this point, Jazz might just want to consider going for a save. Doesn't have a dash to get across this, though. Doesn't seem like anyone's hard watching it. Ooh! Not very winnable, though. Solo health!
Wanted that Phantom to try and help out a little bit, but wasn't able to snag it. A good attempt, though.
Ultimately, the Golden Bears won some key gunfights there, and the timing out hookah cost Boulder just a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I actually liked Blackman's position, and if If Spazzy and Jazz were able to get over to B just a little bit quicker, I think that would have been an excellent trade. But the second Blackman dies 1-for-1, then the Garden players had to keep their heads on a swivel, and that had them getting caught off guard with Cal taking control of the site. Ticking ever closer to that map and match point, Cal Golden Bears.
Gonna be clearing out Hookah here at the very beginning, and still not a lot of action here on A, where they've positioned their operator. Running back through the teleporter to get information, and it gets a little bit more than that. Able to find the kill into Blue Haze, which takes the Jet out of contention completely. Jazz for the kill, able to find it. Now they've gotten to the lurk on A, eliminated for Cal Golden. Location revealed for Blaster Boy, so they know that there's a Hookah push. See Boulder now able to call for the rotation, as Bomb's still stuck in Hookah. Ooh, over onto the top of the point, over around the back. Oh, able to find the kill, but Pluto evens it out. Spike carrier down, and they know exactly where the raise is, but still able to find a kill. It's not going to be enough. 7-11 as CU Boulder inches closer and closer to tying this up.
Great defense from Boulder. They reckon most of the time when Cal has gone A this half, it's been very quick, whereas when they go B, it's been slower. So Spazzy goes through with the run it back through that TP, assisted by the boom bot as well, right? And this just becomes such a valuable play. Not only does he get that kill and the information, but Blue Haze, after getting that lurker, I mean, Boulder was able to read Golden Bears like a book. Those are the kind of rounds you need to have consistently if you're going to try and turn this game around.
Oh, and a good pick here. Or a good catch out, if you will. The Fury going to come through. Jazz able to find Chaiwana zone out as well. Looking for a second here with the operator. Do they dare pick again? Yes, they do. The pick goes down. The spike gets seen. Looking for a third. Isn't able to find it, but the aggression from Cal Golden isn't going to be able to play off. They're going to find two members put back to the graveyard very quickly. Spazzy as well with good control here in Hookah. And Golden just can't seem to put the dots together here on the attack.
Last player standing.
And you know, I was criticizing Boulder for not having smokes. But Golden Bears, they don't have flashes outside of the paranoia, right? So how are you ever going to take long control against an operator that's hitting all their shots? You can't. Boulder, a flawless round for them. Golden Bears economy should be, if I've done my math right, in the dumpster now. Oh no, they're hanging in there. The lost bonuses made us going to be able to at least buy for this round. But still, right? Like that's the great thing. Both flashes and smokes are pretty necessary in a game like Valorant, right? So, you know, that paranoia from Teagle doesn't hit Jazz. He's able to just hold down that angle. A beautiful recon dart, by the way, from Pluto, spotting 4 players. And then immediate Hunter's Fury. Of course you Hunter's Fury there. You're not going to get at least 1 pick when 4 of them are clustered up like that. So just a great round from Boulder in general. I mean, they still got a ways to go and very little wiggle room to work with. But you can tell that the Golden Bears are starting to feel a little bit shaken.
Yeah, Teagle going to go ahead and call that tactical pause. Needs to kind of sit back with the team and go, hey, guys, like, you know, we had this out the bat. What's going on here? Where is it falling short? What is happening that isn't usually a thing that's kind of throwing the kink into the works? And for me, I think it's the fact that CU Boulder is starting to get familiar with the way that you like to play. And for a team like Cal Golden that really enjoys controlling the pace of the game, that's a difficult situation to deal with.
And it's much harder for Cal Golden to take the same sort of advantages on Ascent here on Bind, right? Because Cal Golden on Ascent, whether it was attack or defense, the second they knew where someone was, they'd just punish the other side of the map, right? Or they would punish the weak side of the map is what I should say.
Yeah.
But here on Bind, A, there's no... So the rotations take a lot longer. And B, there's teleporters. So you think you know where someone is, and you might not, given 5 seconds of time. And the rotation for the defense is a lot easier to pull off than for the attack, because they just go through defender spawn. There's no risk of them getting hurt on that rotation, whereas attackers need to go much slower, much more patiently, clear a lot of corners as well. So that's giving Cal a really hard time right now, and Boulder just holding their ground steadfast a lot of the time, rotating when they need to. It's been an excellent defense so far, but they are still down 3 rounds. Going into it, 1 more gun round. will be critical for Boulder to win.
Using that jet float to not give away footsteps. There goes the information. There goes the Hunter's Fury as well. Looking to find a rainbow, but using the satchel to stay completely out. It does get hit a little bit there off the bat, but one goes down for Cal Golden. The push to A now and pretty much given as the plant goes down. Blaster Boy able to find an opening pick for Cal Golden, now putting it down to a 4v4. Spazzy getting a little bit of paranoid, checking behind, isn't able to find the kill. And now leaving that operator alone here in Bass is going to be a tricky situation. Teleport onto B lets them know that there's still... that there is nobody there, but there is still one member left. Jazz able to find the opening kill onto Tigo. That puts it down to a 3v3, and suddenly Boulder is still in the fight. Teleport goes down. They think nobody's there at B, but the rotation will come through quickly. As Jazz finds one more kill, this puts it down to a favorable encounter as the bomb gets planted for sure here. Weren't able to secure it on A, so a bit of a rush job over to B. Only 2 members left. There goes the shock darts out into the back. And boom. Blue Haze able to find the opening kill, but Blackman gets the trade. Blaster Boy also with a beautiful headshot. Or sorry, a beautiful body shot on Blackman, able to finish things off. Needs to get the final kill, but isn't able to do so. Jazz picks up the Phantom, gets the job done with 3 health. Able to get the defuse and see you, Boulder, keep their dreams alive.
Jazz is an absolute beast on this jet. I take back the thing I said. Get Jazz off the Omen. I want to see him on 24/7. Holy moly. The presence of mind, the game sense from Jazz in this round. Holding that angle, super impactful. Then going back onto site, catching the spike carrier over top, 4 in the round ultimately. That is just beautiful from Jazz right there. And now, I mean, Cal Golden Bears, they're on light by. There's not much of a chance that they win this round unless Boulder lets something slip here.
Oh no. Spazzy wasn't able to get out of the Bass in time or at all. It's gonna be up to the operator on the point. They see the teleport from the Omen go through, so you know that they're gonna be planting there on default, or U-Haul, if you will. 5 members of Cal Golden alive, and they have complete point control.
Actually difficult for Boulder here. Super losable. JT Blaster Boy's great position right now. Oh, cleared out by the Owl Drone. That's huge.
Oh no! He got enough! He got enough! He got 2 with that one. It looked like they weren't gonna be able to get that shot off, but was able to do so. So Pluto now going to be playing aggressively to get the hunt onto Taiwan there. It's going to work out, and now it's all up to Jazz with the operator, and this is a situation you do not want to be in. Oh no, turned away at just the wrong moment. Jazz is going to get taken down. Op goes over to Cal Golden, so they're going to be pretty comfortable coming into what is match point.
One tiny opening. And now Cal will be sitting comfortably on match point for the rest of this. Oh, the sacrifice there for the upward trade. JT Blaster Boy not going quietly to that good night. Holy moly, that is so impactful. And that's a thrifty. That's match point now. The Golden Bears. Just a little bit of an overzealous position there from Spazzy, like we saw back on Ascent. Cost them so much. Now, a much more patient, reasonable defense here from Boulder and Cal Golden Bears. I mean, it's difficult for them to try and get position up at B. When they go back over to A, they're going to run into Blue Haze in the op.
Yeah, they've got the information that nobody yet's been seen over in Bath, so you might think they're a little bit ill-equipped, but this operator is soon going to get the information needed. The Blaster Boy finds the shot. And that's huge for Cal Golden. They suddenly have what they need to take the point, but they lose Blaster Boy out the gate. Operator's still going to be a threat now on point, moving towards Heaven. Shaiwan now as well, able to get a trigger out for the defender spawn. So Spazzy going to have to push through that, gets hit with that operator. Knows Blue Haze is a threat with that. Still not a lot of options online for CU Boulder as the majority of their team bottlenecked here at the defender spawn.
That running back was just a little bit too soon. There's no tools left to get back onto the site now for Boulder.
Oh, but Spazzy able to find the opening kill. Just need to be able to keep the operator at bay and decides to go close quarters combat with it. Spazzy finds the kill on the Blue Haze, and that's big. Operator down for Golden Bears. They no longer have the long-range threat. It's just Shy One Eye zone here in Hookah. Spazzy! And there it is, Spazzy! Hey. This became a game once we flipped sides. 12-10 right now.
Oh, my heart can't take rounds like that, Steidl. Holy moly, I'm not gonna lie to you. My peanut brain thought Spazzy had thrown it all away, but he comes up clutch at the exact time he needs to. Just pure, that's like some phase stuff. He just face checks everybody there. No flashes, no walls, just pure fragging power from the Phoenix of Boulder.
And that's what they needed. They needed a little bit of fire in that round to keep this at bay, because now if you're Cal Golden, you're starting to doubt. It's 10-12. You've had a rough time getting anything done on your attack.
They just need one, though, Steidl. Just need one. Spazzy, last time he was in showers, it didn't go so hot for him. Oh, is he going to push this out? This is risky, but if he wins this first duel, it's huge.
Able to win it. There you go. Doesn't even need to heal. Comes out of that duel flawlessly. Still a full 150. And a quick rotation from CU Boulder, barring their operator there on B, who most likely going to be taking the teleporter? Question mark?
Spazzy's come alive. That Molly plus the Blaze Wall completely keeps them off this site. That Recon Dart whiffed. They're not going to be able to clear out most of this site. They're going to go for a desperate play, but it ain't going to happen.
No, it's not. Spazzy's there to keep the Bastion at bay. As they run it back to get a little bit more information, sees two there. The teleporter goes off, and they are glad that they kept a member here at B. Pluto going to be sitting the hour jump with the teleporter to get a little bit of information, but Blue Haze with the operator going to find Rainbow out. Boulder now, a 4v3 onto the point as the plant goes down.
Planted.
Spazzy has to just stay alive. 4v3, super winnable here for Boulder. They have a neural theft too, so the second they get a pick, the jig is up for the post plant.
Jig's up indeed, and the trade comes through. Operator going to have to run away, but they know exactly where it's positioned. The kill still comes through for Blue Haze, but a smoke comes down. They may not have a lot of them, but the Jet's still on the table, so they do have a couple of now fighting their counterpart in Hookah, but loses to Pluto as Jazz finds the pistol shot onto Haze, and Boulder's going to put it to 12-11.
One more round, and we head to overtime. Oh my god. Oh.
Let's
Boulder
go.
Just come alive on their defense, dude. Spazzy has turned into a freak of nature on this Phoenix. This is just so huge what he does here. He's feeling it off the base, dude. He's like, I could take any one of these fools in a straight up gun battle. Gets that second pick, which denies the plant. Just great work. Boulder do use a lot in that round, though, to pull it off. Quite a few impactful ultimates for Golden Bears. This could still end in heartbreak for Boulder, Steidl.
It could. I mean, at this point, I feel like if you lose this, you come out of it going, we feel good. Top tier team.
No,
you did well.
That's the worst kind of loss, dude. You come back from 10-2 and at 13-11. Okay, well, it's a good start, though. I mean, overtime is more likely than the alternative at this point.
You missed my key word in that sentence, if. I'm still firmly in the camp that CU is going to squeak this one out. That early pick's going to be big, and they still have information that they're still there in B long. You see Pluto right now trying to line up for the perfect dart. Blue Haze has the knives out and is looking to be the entry for Cal Golden. Able to get onto the site, but doesn't look like the knives are going to land anywhere. Chai1 able to find the opening kill. Boulder now down a man. Quick trades come through, and a 3v3 is where it's going to be, but the information going to be all in favor of Cal Golden. They know exactly where every member of Boulder is currently sitting. So Hayes going to be able to find a pretty advantageous angle. Pluto getting a little bit zealous over there, trying to get a little bit of shots into Hugo from their angle, but not able to do so. The recon dart, the shock dart going to come out. Is able to find a target, a little bit of damage. Oh, into the corner they go. The trade comes through, but Teagle is there to clean up. Blackman now the final member on point once again. Doesn't have a lot of time and has been revealed. So no utility to protect themselves. Has to play for the plant and hopefully get the pick here. Able to find the pick. Plant comes through. Do they have time?
It's so close.
I think Blackman's got it. I think they've got it. We've got overtime, ladies and gentlemen. We've got overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Baby, let's go. All right, these are the kind of games you live for.
Yeah, they are.
All right. Let's bring it back. Let's set the stakes here. Let's keep in mind, both teams, 10 rounds on their defense, 2 on their attack. Whoever pulls off the first attacking round here sets themselves up beautifully to take this map. Right here, right now, Boulder have to make a statement. Overtime's great, but it's not a map win just yet. They've been on a tear. Gotta give credit to Blackman in that round. Able to pull out. It was a little bit dicey. Jazz sacrificed himself to give him the space, but ultimately a win's a win. And here we go into overtime.
Information on the op is going to be crucial for CU Boulder. Don't peek this, please. Pretty sure I was going to cast curse that, but I'm glad that I didn't. Able to. Oh well, Blackman's going to peek it.
Why did you have to say anything?
Yeah, I know. I was in the clear there, and then I cast a curse, but it wasn't a caster curse. Oh man. But for CU Boulder, that's going to be a pretty definite no-go for A. And it looks like they're just waiting for Cal Golden to make a mistake.
There's no noise being made right now anywhere on the map, though. So most of Cal Golden is just holding this down. A little bit nervous about short, and actually with the one smoke going over, they're going to try and send it. Doesn't start off very well.
Yeah, that recon dart from Ob is going to set up Cal Golden really well there to help out, even though there were smokes and Cypher cages abundant and galore. Jazz on 31 health with only 2 members of CU Boulder left. But only 2. On the old one on the side of CU Boulder, but 2 there for Cal Golden and Blue Haze. Oh no, Pluto, watch your back, Pluto.
No, it's good. It's good. The paint shell actually gave away the position of that raise, so Pluto's just gonna not bother being on the site. Knows he doesn't have the position. Barely gonna be able to pull off this plant, but I think they're gonna kill him the second it's done.
Spike planted.
Oh, Pluto, here it is. He's able to find the first, looking for the second. Just needs to hide, does not need to peek here. Has the utility to get the information that's needed to get the kill. There goes the target hit. The recon drone the recon dart as well going to be committed, but it peeked too quick. Blaster takes him out before the recon dart can relay the information.
A 1/10 of a second makes all the difference there. But it's okay. You can shrug that off if you're Boulder. That was your attacking round. Yeah, so close. Now a flawless defense is needed here. Gotta give credit to the way that Blue Haze was rocking that op on the defense too. So confident, in fact, gonna
last cannon.
Forgo all util. Oh no, okay, not so confident that you're gonna try and op on the attack. Jazz is thinking about it. Jazz had a pretty nasty op to go with it, but ultimately, those updrafts, those smokes are incredibly valuable. Every bit of utility matters. I like this gamble here from Boulder. They've moved out B long immediately. Once they get set up here and get in from that there's no one fountain, I want to see them rotate back.
Well,
or rotate through. You can also push through.
Smokes are now out for Cal Golden, so they've set up and they're ready to execute. Blue Haze able to find the opening kill.
Oh no.
There's 2 now for Cal Golden. Boulder down to 3 people on what is match point. They lose this, they lose the night. Blue Haze with
a nice
steel eyes here.
I mean, a nice flank here from Jazz, but has to go so quickly.
Oh no.
You're running out of time. This rotation is so late because of how deep they were in long.
Stay down.
Well, there goes 1. Puts it down to a 3v4. Roomba gonna be committed to the fight as well. Op shot's gonna miss, which gives them information that the op is there in Bass. But Blaster Boy still able to find the opening kill. There's a second there. Oh my god, Pluto! The spray control, the recoil transfer there, able to find it.
Not enough.
And although the satchel was just there to kind of get into the face of the operator, it's not gonna be enough. Blue Haze is gonna send it home for Cal Golden as they take the day.
Cal Golden, you can only imagine they were shaking in their seats with how a 10-2 lead got away from them, but at the end of the day, they lock it down. They come back with an excellent, quick overtime there. Honestly, you know, a lot of this series came down to the tactical, the strategic, but when we got to OT, I'm not gonna lie to you, Steidel, it came down to aim duels. It came down to timing and swings.
It did.
And just frags, man, and Cal Golden Bears inching that one out for a 2-0 victory.
How much more
what a crazy
even
series, man.
I just want to point out how much more even the scoreboard was this time around. I mean, last time we saw, I think it was just Jazz who was in the top leaderboard spots, and then it was all the rest of all the rest of Cal Golden. But this time around, you're seeing those kills be spread out a lot more. Jazz rocking the lobby with that 30 bomb, but for the most part, you know, the majority of besides those like last 2 rounds, the majority of CU and Cal Golden are hitting the same speeds. You know, they're not wildly out killing each other. They're not wildly out surviving each other. So I think that you win this, it goes to a 3rd map. I say CU takes it.
I don't know. Third in Haven, I think a lot of the map control advantages Boulder had, or not Boulder, Golden Bears had on Ascent would have came back into play for Haven. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to give credit to Boulder. I'm still not a fan of their composition, but, I mean, they were able to take it to this team. I don't want to pick on the composition, right? But Triple Duelist is always so hard to make work, right? And looking at, you know, Retro Insight's always 2020. And, you know, we get to be the casters who are at 30,000 feet. So we get, you know, the best possible view. But I got to wonder to myself, what would this map have looked if you maybe swapped Rainbow off the Raze and onto a Brim, an Astra, an Omen, right? Something with those smokes, the ability to more firmly lock down the area that Boulder will easily control of on their attack. One more round on their attack, and this map doesn't go to overtime, right?
Yeah.
It's a question I think Boulder are going to have to evaluate as they move on. The good news for Boulder is they are not out of the running yet, right? You do go down to a relatively rough scoreline now, but presumably the other team that is sitting at a similar scoreline is also going to lose their match tonight.
That's the UO Ducks.
It's hard to imagine. Yeah, it's hard to imagine the UO Ducks actually take down UC Irvine. And then next week, the UO Ducks also have a match against these very Golden Bears that just took down Boulder. So CU Boulder still in a phenomenal spot to potentially make that 2nd round robin, but they do have to take down the USD Coyotes to assure that next week.
Very true. And although that might do it for our action as far as gameplay goes for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are not done with the show. We're going to be getting an insight into the brain of that Cal Golden team here in a moment with an interview. So don't go anywhere unless it's to get more popcorn and a fresh soda. We'll be right back.
Hey, I do hear you. Hey! Inside the chat box. My @tag is @Teagle, or like my in-game name? Alright. Oh, I'm not on social media too much. But if you do, here, let me find my Twitter. Oh, it's nothing special. My Twitter handle is that. You want my school's Twitter handle? Or like esports@cal? Oh, okay. Esports@cal is fine. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter too much, so. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, of course. Cool. Do I get to know the questions before, or is it going to be on the spot? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just off.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a bit of a treat for you. Teagle is going to be joining us from the Cal Golden team. Teagle, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty fantastic after that thriller of a game of Valorant I just watched.
Yeah. It was a really close one.
It was. It got a little bit tricky there on the second map. And I kind of wanted to talk about that transition. We go to Ascent, and we see you guys be extremely dominant on that attack. Pace of the game was yours the entire time. The defense as well, extremely controlling. But then we go to Bind, and it looked like Boulder kind of figured something out or brought something new to the table. What was it that kind of got you guys kind of stuck in the mud there?
Yeah, that something new was definitely the whole, they didn't have a smoke agent, and we were kind of, I don't want to say we were caught off guard because we noticed that, right? But we just didn't really have any reps playing against that. And the thing is, if you aren't playing a smoke agent, they had 3 duelists and 2 information agents. They were just hitting their shots, and I think props to them. Like they were rolling us, and we didn't have a really strong response for them. Obviously, like they came back from what was that, like a 10-round deficit? It was spooky.
It was 10-2 coming out of that first half.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
Senzu coming out of the first half. And that leads perfectly into what my second question was, and that's about that smoke situation. You already answered half of it, and that's whether or not you guys noticed it. But how did that kind of work in the back of the team once you guys went, okay, so they don't have any smokes. They have a lot of information and a lot of kind of just in-our-face power. What was the thought process and how you guys decided to deal with that? Because ultimately you guys were able to kind of surmount that barrier.
Yeah, I think Boulder definitely had a super strong momentum after winning a few rounds. You know, they just had the ball rolling. What we had to kind of think of was what they were doing and how do we counter that. One of the plays that actually got us around was that bathroom push with our jet dash into their. We had a blind bathroom, so like we just had to think about where they were playing and how we could counter it. They were going to give us the peaks. We knew that. We just had to hit our shot, and we needed to give us the best chance at that.
Well, that's all for my questions. Possible's got a couple for you.
Exactly, and you know, you talked about how there was so much momentum for CU Boulder, enough to where they got to, you know, they pushed it to overtime after having an 8-round deficit. So what went on in morale of the team to guys' head in the game after losing such a huge?
Yeah. Comms were all right. I mean, we had to keep up morale around the team. Obviously, it's going to be hard to keep up morale when you know you're 10-2 and then you're beginning to go like, oh crap, we actually might lose this, you know. So we had to just kind of keep ourselves motivated, kind of tell ourselves one round, okay, once we get that one round, just one more. Once we get that one, just one more, and then it's over. Then we're done. But yeah, we just had to keep our heads up and try our best for every round.
I like that. Wipe the slate, focus on what's in front of you.
Exactly.
I mean, and you know, you guys all had, I think, a phenomenal day, but I'd like to now kind of zoom out and talk about how this group's been going in general for you guys, because, you know, you guys are doing pretty well, all things considered. I believe you're going to be sitting at, 7-2 now, right? So great standing overall. You've had some solid games, only dropping games to some of the top teams here. Next week seems like a pretty comfortable game for you too, but I want to focus on the second round robin. You know, because doing great when there's a ton of teams in is obviously nice, but then, you know, we shorten the amount of teams that are in, you get more matches against more of the strong teams. How do you guys feel about your ability to, in the second round robin, take down teams like WGA and UC Irvine that gave you so much trouble?
Right. I think we're gonna try our best against them. Every day we're getting better and better, and these teams are obviously the top teams for a reason. They're all very individually good at the game. They play super well as a team, and what we can do is just look at our past mistakes, learn from them, and you know, just try our best. We can't let any mistakes happen.
I like that. Straightforward. Well, I think with that, we're more or less wrapped up here. Thank you again, Teagle, for joining us. And before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out at your school, on the team, in your life while you're here?
Yeah, for sure. I want to shout out some of my Cal band friends. I know you guys are watching, so hi guys. I know my MBUI friends are watching, and of course I have to shout out the team, the boys themselves. I know everyone popped off. I didn't have a great game on that bind match, but my teammates really pulled through, and couldn't have one without them.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for the interview, and please take our congratulations with you back to your team on the win for today. It was hard fought and well earned.
Thank you.
That'll do it for our interview, ladies and gentlemen. But the Valorant action is not over yet. We're still not done with Split 1. We've got another 3 wonderful days of broadcasts ahead of us next week, starting at Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure that you have already subscribed. Followed the channel here at CF1 to make sure that you know when those notifications go live. Once again, congratulations to Cal Golden Bears for taking the win. But for us here at CF1, that'll do it. So as we leave you, please just remember a couple of things. Stay safe, don't be toxic, and have yourselves a wonderful evening.